is up, world? Welcome to another episode of Thought OPPS. I think we like episode 6 in right now.
No, it's 7.
7, yeah. 6 was last week. Episode 7, I mean, it's just been flying by so much I can't.
You can't count?
No, I lost track of how many episodes we did. Man, don't let me.
They told you how to count in like kindergarten.
Yeah.
Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Okay,
6.
I know how to count. But we're on episode 7 of Thought OPPS. Next week, I'm going to have a new host. One new co-host. Yeah,
funny.
Episode 7 of Thought OPPS. We going pretty good, and we had last week we had a guest, and we do want to thank you, Shine, for coming out again. And you know, I think we have another guest coming this week. My name is Terrence Glaive, also known as Steel, also known as Steel Biz. Follow me on Instagram as Steel Biz. Follow me everywhere, Steel Biz. Name's gonna be up top. You're gonna see that up there. And this is my co-host.
Hey, what's up, y'all? My credentials will be in the descriptions and up top, EB. And you know, before you kind of like cut me off, you know, I wanted to thank our guest from last week too.
Okay.
You know, multi-talented and everything, and you know, I mean, you so quick to.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I mean, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Because you're not like, you gotta have.
I'm not assertive enough.
Yeah, you gotta have more life. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be like. I thought you were done.
So basically, you call me basic and boring.
No, I ain't calling you basic and boring. I just thought you were finished or done, or just.
Man,
like,
we finished. We finished or are we done?
I don't know. You was either or, but yeah. But thank you again, Sean, for coming through. You know, we looking for more guests. People been DMing me to be a part of the show or come through on the show and be a guest. And we gonna get back with you and let you know about that. We have another guest coming next week. I ain't gonna announce it yet, but we do have a guest coming next week.
Is it next week or week after next?
No, it's next week.
Okay.
No, because that was last week I told you. So think about it. Next week.
But you gave me a date though.
I did. Well, we have a guest coming next week. Ooh, who's that? Yeah, we got a guest.
The guest is here.
No. Yeah, we got a guest coming next week, and gonna have another great episode. Yeah, my week has been great. I've been doing a lot of thinking and a lot of. I'm going through this thing right now where I'm trying to add more positivity to my life, and I'm trying to purge myself of negativity. Like, I don't allow people to come in my house speaking negative. Like, I don't know.
You should just kick me out there.
No. What you
said your actual house or your physical house?
No, what I mean, there's a difference between playing and just being a negative person.
Serious,
and being okay. Well, there's a difference between playing and being a negative person. What I'm talking about is like coming in, insulting each other, and just like, you know, just like being negative.
Okay.
And it's not like I'm like, oh, we can't joke with each other, we can't play. Mm-hmm. It's like I don't like negativity. I'm trying to like purge myself a lot because it's a lot of negativity that we have within ourselves as our energy, and we put that off on other people. Yeah. So I'm just in a real trying to find a spiritual place within myself.
Yeah, I think the reason is because a lot of things thrive off of negativity. Though.
Yeah,
you know, like a lot of if you like even like when you get on social media, if you see the negative things get the most attention than positive. So I think a lot of things, thrive off that negative energy.
Because I just think, and I found in the past when I do this, because this ain't the first time I've done this, when I do this and I get rid of like a lot of negative things, I feel like things start going better for me.
Oh, well,
yeah. So I just feel like, and there's a difference between playing and negativity, you know what I'm saying? Okay. And then speaking bad things into the universe for somebody else, because you could be doing that, I don't even know you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like me and you play around that joke. You broke the light. You know what I'm saying?
And you talk to me like
you
my father.
Yeah, but that's different. But I'm talking about negativity, where it's like you coming in, you just the first thing you say, you know, negative thing, negative, and then it's kind of like it just starts
like it's a
snowball of like just negative things, because I feel like it's childish too. It's very immature, and it doesn't get you to a better place.
Well, I think some people just been doing it for so long, realize they're doing it as well.
I never grew up like that where I saw my father and like his friends, my father and my like uncles, they were always
Jovial.
They were always they play, you know what I'm saying, but they were always assertive men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like you joke and you do comedy and stuff like that, but the whole like insulting and the part of it that's like damaging to mental health, it's stupid. Like the older I get, the more I realize like that's dumb. Like it's dumb. But there's a you know how to play. You know what I'm saying? You know how to play, and then you know how to be serious. So I'm just trying to like going through my mind, just trying to get rid of a lot of stuff.
So do you feel like when you put positive energy out there, you get more positive?
Yeah.
Because I've been like trying to say I want $1 million for like about 40-some years now, and that energy still haven't. My $1 million, I still ain't recouped that $1 million.
And then see, because that's the thing too. Everything ain't about money.
It's a joke.
But it was a bad joke. but everything not about money. But if you try to thrive for money and you do things to get money, you will get it. You'll get $1 million one day. Watch. You gonna get it
by hook or by crook.
By hook or by crook. Probably by crook, but you gonna get it. You gonna get it. So what's been going on with your week?
Oh man, bruh.
Some negative energy.
All I have to say is when life hits you, life has been giving me uppercuts, man. It's just been a week, man. I just have two things to say when it comes to my week. When it comes to adversity, you really see the true nature of people. And the second thing I have to say is, it's very true that art imitates life. And what I mean by that is, you know how sometimes you can sit back, either read a book, watch a movie, and you see certain things like, oh, like I never thought, how can that happen? Or, until it actually happens, and you really like, wow, art really imitates life. So.
And could you be more specific? Art imitates life. What you had a Boys in the Hood moment? Like what happened?
Nah, it's just dealing with a lot of stuff in my personal life and family matters and stuff like that. So
okay, so it's
you know how sometimes you might watch a movie and or a book read a book and you see something about somebody's family like, oh man, my family and never
Oh, you don't want to be too specific.
Yeah,
okay,
it's like
right.
And then it's just like wow. So,
like soul food.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Okay, like
because we're gonna like you said, we not doing that negative energy. So
yeah,
but hey, I'm still here, still living, still breathing, still rolling.
Yeah. So
on my road to $1 million.
Okay. See, the thing is, the negative energy. It's not. I don't think that's negative energy talking about a situation that's going on. I don't really think that's negative energy. That's just you're just venting about life. Yeah. Negative energy is you saying like me telling you like, yeah, I'm trying to do this, and you like it ain't gonna work because da 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 da. That's the type of negative energy that I'm talking about. Like I'm keeping that away from me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Or like as soon as you da, 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 da. Oh yeah, and everything I tell you is something negative. There's a negative connotation behind what I told you. Because I had somebody came in my house, you know what I'm saying? We pretty good friends, and they came in and they was doing that, and I'm like, man, it just seemed like you putting this energy out in the air, and to me, it's kind of like it's forming something negative. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I hate when they do that because you've known me for a while, and you know like I don't do that.
Yeah, you always been positive.
Always be positive,
which is surprising because you don't run into a lot of positive.
Always be positive. Even like when my friends like something happened with them. You know what I'm saying? Always positive. And then as soon as like they better in a better situation, this is what I've noticed. And I ain't feeling sorry for myself, but a lot of people as soon as they're in a better situation, they want to dog me after I try to help pull them out of a situation or pull them like as far as their pull them emotionally out of a situation. Then here they come dogging. You know what I'm saying? Coming and they're like, man, I'm just playing. But you're playing. There's some seriousness to every time you play. Exactly. There's what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? There's some type of realness to every joke.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you putting that stuff out in my life, in my universe. Like, dude, we ain't gonna do that. And I feel like sometimes you dealing with like people that are immature, people that are childish. It don't matter how old you are. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Some people just never grew up.
Yeah, and that's why like when it comes to like a lot of stuff that I deal with, I just talk to certain people because a lot of times when you talk to somebody, you just want to vent. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And you just want to talk about what you're going through, the problem, and that. And because I, especially like, with me dealing with my mental health, like I've been dealing with my mental health for years. Mm-hmm. And one thing when a person is dealing with their mental health and they're venting to you, talking to you about things, one thing, like, especially like me, one thing I don't want to hear is like, oh, it could be worse.
Yeah.
Because I could always feel like, well, yeah, it could be better. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, don't try to negate what I'm going through and just like, try to minimize, my problems by saying, oh, it could be worse or whatever. It's just listen to me.
This is my pet peeve. Like, if I tell you something and I'm having a conversation with you and I'll be like, yo, that I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Because people, there's two things. I hate when people be like, you being soft. Because it's not that I'm gonna cry over what you're saying. Yeah. I'm gonna punch you in your mouth. But I shouldn't say. But it's just because it's making me. It's annoying me. You know what I'm saying? So they be like. So the first thing they refer to is soft. Mm-hmm. By you feeling like, yo, let's not do that because that's not. I don't want to do that because that's not healthy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So people are like, oh well, you feel so, or this is the one I hate. You do comedy, but can't nobody joke with you. Mm-hmm. I ain't no joke. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? My comedy, when I was doing comedy and when I do comedy, my comedy is like, we talk about life things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. There's different types of comedy. So and guess what? The people, if you ever notice, the people that do comedy, they be the most emotional people ever.
So basically, it's kind of equivalent of like when one lady told LeBron to shut up and dribble. Yeah. Yeah, so it's just you play basketball, you're not allowed to have any type of...
It's kind of like it disregards you as like whatever you feel. Like, that was I'm like, because that's when I end conversations with people and they be like, you do comedy or you being soft when you're trying to have a conversation, because you know what, that's so they don't have to actually address themselves.
I mean, I don't like to use this because people throw terms around all the time or whatever, but I mean that's kind of like toxic masculinity. And you talk about from a male, like when you talk to male.
Yeah, dudes do that. Okay. I ain't never had no female like you just be.
Yeah, I just want to get that.
Because half the time I don't even be telling them how I feel. Because I want to look soft. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I got you. I'm joking. So I just wanted to make that clear.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So yeah, like your friends, you'd be like, and then like I'm telling you like how I mean not like I'm having like a powwow moment. I'm just telling you like, dude, stop, because I don't like playing with you. Yeah. And then they be like, oh, you being soft. You don't want. I'm like, dude, I ain't being soft. Yeah. I just don't want to like. I just don't want to.
Like you don't want to joke all the time.
Yeah, don't want to joke all the time. Yeah. And then you bring in like, and then it's sometimes joking is different when it's like you're not bringing all this negative energy around my life and saying things about my life and saying things about like what's gonna happen and making, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's weird to me.
I think a lot of times when people, like, if you say that you're gonna do something and people are like, oh, that's not gonna work. I don't think it's negative, but I feel like when people say that, not only is it negative, but they hoping like, oh, I hope it don't work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's a negative saying, but it's like in their mind, because whatever they're going through, what they're dealing with, they might be dealing with a situation where it's not working for them. So it's just like, well, you tell them something like, oh, since this isn't working for me, I hope it doesn't work for him. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, I just feel like a lot of times we just need to just uplift each other and just be like,
by that time cows will be jumping over the moon.
Yeah, and then
I don't think it's going to change. That's why you just gotta surround yourself with the right people and just.
Yeah, and I know, and sometimes you gotta surround yourself with right people. But everybody ain't bad because they make mistakes, though. Sometimes people do stuff. You just gotta tell them, like, yo, because sometimes people just be playing and just be playing too much.
Yeah,
and but that's when it gets to the point when they say those things after, like, oh, you being sensitive, or oh, you do comedy. That's when you just don't get it. Like, you really are stupid then, because it's like I'm trying to have a regular conversation.
Yeah, because me and you talk every day, all day. Like, we just don't do this show together. Like, we talk to each other like every day
about stuff that's going on.
Yeah, like, not just this show. We talk to each other every day, all day. Yeah, so we have conversations. Yeah. Text conversations, phone conversations,
and it'd be deep conversations. Yeah, and it'd be like, dude, like stupid stuff, like
we can't share some of the stuff we talk about.
Like, no, what you said earlier when old girl said, she said, "You look good, Tears. You need to be more confident." You said she lied to you. Yeah, she a liar.
She want to borrow.
And that's the negative. That's the negative energy I'm talking about.
She want to borrow some money.
All right, so I didn't want to talk about this, but I guess we're gonna talk about it a little bit. Jay Morant. Ja. Why do I always say Jay? Why are you correcting me? Yeah,
oh my bad. I didn't.
Yeah, Ja. Yeah, why do I always say Jay? But yeah, Ja Morant. I want to talk about that a little bit. I know y'all want to talk about it, but we're gonna talk about it a little bit. And the reason is because there's something that's going on, and every one of these topics they add a lot of color to it, because that's life on Earth. Everything has to do with color. And I guess it's because we are an oppressed people. That comes from oppression, that comes from slavery, that comes from certain things that causes these conversations to be different for us. And sometimes I would say that it works different when you don't have too much ownership of things, as far as different races and things. So with not having these ownership of things, the consequences may be different at times, but sometimes the consequences is not different. We're just seeing things to be different because that's what we're told. I think that he has a responsibility. He's only 23. I'll give him that. He's only 23 years old, but he does have a responsibility to be mature.
Look at that. Never mind.
What?
No,
I was stupid at 20. No, at 23, I was actually not really stupid. But I feel like this is what I'm gonna say. Because it's a lot. It's a broad conversation.
Well, I could say LeBron came into the league.
Yeah.
He wasn't flashing good.
Okay. All right. We know that's wrong, but let me just finish.
And he came up in a single parent household.
Right.
He didn't grow up in the suburbs.
Yeah, he's from where you're from, Akron.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just say this. I'm not taking off for the dude. I think.
I'm just.
Yeah, I think what he did is dumb. I think what he did is idiotic. I think that you did it once. That's stupid. You do it twice.
The first time was in a club full of people.
Right? Yeah, in a club full of people. And then I see a lot of people saying, well, it's not a crime. It's a club full of people. That gun could go off, shoot somebody, shoot him. They say, well, he in his car and guns are legal. You have a responsibility. You are a basketball player. You work for an organization that is not promoting these things. You work for an organization where you are a bigger part than just you yourself is a bigger part of society than what you may think you are. And you have a responsibility to be a role model, and nobody want to give people a lot of money that's not responsible and not able to actually do simple things like not having your gun in the car or waving your gun and showing off or whatever it is he was doing. I don't think that he should be kicked out the league. I don't think so. I mean, I know some people don't care, but yeah, I know you don't. But I think that he has a responsibility, and consequences is just like it's second nature to situations like this. And I don't think it's stupid. You on your way to earning $200 million, and all you got to do
and not to mention he lost $40 million because of the first incident.
Yeah, you lost $40 million. So it's kind of like you trying to sabotage your own career. And then when I watch all these people that's like taking up for him, it just don't make any sense. And it makes me feel like sometimes people be lost. And I don't want to say we're lost as a people, but I feel like the ones of us that are lost as a people have such a huge voice. Like, and it's like they speak more. But go ahead.
So, all I gotta say is the whole situation is idiotic and it's dumb. Because first time, okay, maybe I could, I don't know, I don't even want to even say I could understand it or whatever, but I will give you the benefit of the doubt because the first time. Yeah, but what, 3-4 months after the first incident, after you said on TV and apologized for it, you doing the same thing, and people don't realize it's not just the incident with the gun; it's multiple incidents. I grew up in a time where I don't know how it is now. You know, this. Now I'm starting to sound like an old man, the generation gap. But I was always taught growing up, you never pull out a gun unless you're going to use it.
Yep.
All this jumping around, flashing. I don't understand why people flash guns anyway, because who doesn't scare?
Right.
It doesn't scare anybody. Like, if somebody's going to do something to you, they're going to do something to you if you got that gun or not.
And to me, too, like, not to cut you off, but to me, too, I'll be feeling like, you know, like, because of who he is, like, people won't, a big part of it too, like that's corny, like that's lame. It's lame. It's corny.
But then people say that he was in his car with the gun. Okay, now what if the police was riding past when he pulled out that gun? Then what you gonna say? Well, I was in my car
because people don't want to be responsible and they don't want to hold nobody responsible.
And then I watched that second video. The first video was bad because it was in the club, but that second video, I don't know what kind of gun he had. It looked like he had a Glock, and I know Glocks don't have safeties on it. And you bouncing up it. When I saw the video, and he pulled out the gun, and he bouncing up it. Now, what if he would have shot himself in the head on live? Then would it be, oh, John just living his life? The first thing they would have did was blame his friend. You know what I'm saying? They would have blamed his friend.
They've been blaming his friend.
Yeah, they would have blamed his friend. Like, oh, why is his friend? You know, yeah, you know. So it's like. The age thing and everything, all these excuses, you just have to be held accountable.
Yeah, excuses.
Excuses is out the window. It's like you got to. Man, I'm just like at a loss for words.
Excuses are tools of incompetence used to build monuments of nothingness, and those who use them seldom amount to anything. Excuses.
Okay.
All right.
Got that.
Yeah.
So. I mean, I don't know. I just don't even know what more to say about the situation. You know, hopefully he could get himself together and, you know, he could get some other people around him that holds him responsible instead of sympathizing it and, you know, making excuses for his bad behavior. But, you know, he need to realize he has an opportunity to play the game that he loves.
Right.
And there's a lot of people... It's so crazy because I talked to some young kids that's like 18, 19 years old, and they say they were stupid.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of people saying it's stupid, and I've been hearing some people saying it's not, and just trying to like make excuses for it and saying that it's because he black, and it's kind of like, man, I don't see a lot of other basketball players or football players or sports players that's running around flashing guns on social media. But so it's just like, I don't know. It's just sometimes people don't want to make people take responsibility for the dumb things.
This all I want to say is for the people that's of age that have kids that's making excuses for him or whatnot. If you saw your kid on Instagram Live or whatever he was on, and your child is flashing a gun, are you gonna sit up there and say, "Oh, my child is living a life"? You gonna say something to your child? You gonna say that's stupid?
You're right.
So that's how I look at it. So
you're right. Well, I got like the worst cramp in my finger, dude. It's so weird. Like, I got a Charlie horse in my finger.
If you stop throwing up games, huh?
I'm not throwing. I heard he was. I heard, dude. I swear.
Let's fast forward.
I heard he was throwing up games. Yeah. Okay.
That's what happened. You started talking about it.
I swear, I heard it.
And his soul entered your body.
Yeah, it's that negative energy coming in my
house.
Yeah,
and you started throwing up games. Huh?
Yeah. So
you ain't got no gun on you, dude.
No, I ain't got no gun. Not down here. But yeah. So another thing that I saw in the news, and Bronx too. City Councilman Matthew Reilly in New York. It seems like stuff like this only happened in New York, but no, it happened in D.C. too. And it happened in Florida. There's some Florida stuff too. But City Councilman, they found him in his car. Mind you, City Councilman in a car. He was smoking crack. He was in their crack pipe. Like he had a crack pipe. They found a crack pipe. He was in there asleep because he was so high, and he was like.
And he also had fentanyl.
Had fentanyl in the car, so he just sitting there. I heard he resigned, but I don't know where. I don't know when you get to the point where you start smoking that. I don't know when you get to the point where it's just like, this is something that I'm gonna do. This is something that, like, because Whitney said it a long time ago. Crack is whack. and it's like, this dude was sitting in his car. But I'm glad he resigned, though. I'm glad he resigned. He was sitting in the car, and I saw the video, and he said he got sleep apnea.
Yeah, but then he admitted that, he had a drug problem, and he relapsed and everything. And I just found it crazy because there's been numerous incidents where other people were sitting in their car and got shot.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but
I guess he was lucky.
Yeah, and plus they knew who he was too. Yeah. So they like, but they did bring him down. Like, yeah, you sitting up in this car. He was asleep though.
I wonder what the charges is gonna be, especially with the fentanyl.
I wonder if he gonna. I don't know if he gonna go to jail or they probably go. This is my thing about. I don't care what color you are. I don't care who you are. I think it is very stupid to send people to jail for drugs. For having drugs, I just think it's stupid. I think you should go to rehab because going to jail because you're taking drugs, I think it's stupid.
I mean, I can see like if you sitting at home.
No, I think
you sitting in the car.
I think it's stupid to take people to jail for doing drugs. I'm talking about sending them to prison. I mean, sending people to prison for doing drugs. Not take them to jail, and then I think that for doing drugs, I feel like you should only be charged. You should have to go to rehab because I don't think it's a violent crime personally.
I mean, I think it all depends on the circumstances. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you're operating vehicles or operating in some type of equipment and you have the, you put somebody's life in danger or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Then it should be some type of consequence.
I think if you put somebody's life in danger, that's different because you are under the influence of a substance or you are under the influence of alcohol. That's different. But I'm thinking about putting people in jail because they are on drugs. I don't think it works. I think it's stupid. I think people should have the opportunity to go to rehab. I think people should have the opportunity to become sober because I think that's more human.
But how many opportunities should they get though?
What do you mean? I mean, the thing is, I don't see the point in having somebody in jail because they're a drug addict. That's stupid.
Yeah, I could maybe understand the first few times, but I mean, if you get to the point where, and I'm not an advocate of locking people up, but it's just like you get to a point where
you're having a real conservative moment. But go ahead.
No, I'm conservative, but I mean, after a while, if a person know that they're not going to go to jail and they're just like, oh, all they're going to do is send me to rehab, it just give them an opportunity to get out and do something, or get behind the wheel, or get behind a vehicle, or do something that hurts somebody. Or I think there has to be some type of, if that's the case.
Go to prison for doing drugs, though?
I mean, I can empathize with what you're saying.
And do you understand that being on drugs is not really like, it's criminal because it's criminal in the United States, right? But it's not. But I think that it is, and actually, it is it's a disease.
Yeah, but I mean,
addiction is a disease.
But you gotta think about it. What if you like?
If you do something, if you are on drugs and you kill somebody because you're driving, right?
Yeah.
And you're driving and you kill somebody, or you keep getting caught being on drugs, that is different than what I'm saying. But if they find you in your car and you were drinking, or they found your car and you were like high,
and you be
I don't feel like you should have to go to prison.
I feel like
you should be fined, and you have to go to rehab, because I feel like rehabilitation is important.
No,
I feel like rehabilitation is more important than prison.
I feel like you can do both of them. If you behind
go to prison.
I feel like
but how is going to prison gonna stop you from doing drugs?
How?
Because you sound like you taking it to a different extreme.
No, bro. Because you gotta think about this. You gotta think about yourself and your family. Now, what if one of these people that get caught behind the wheel or whatever, they get all these opportunities to go to rehab and everything, and then they get behind the wheel and they kill one of your family members. The first thing you're gonna say is like, well, this person's been to rehab 6-7 times.
Maybe then, but I'm saying that's like an extreme situation.
It has to. I can see if that's what you thinking. I can see maybe one time, and then the second time, hey, you going to jail, and it should be a lengthy or not lengthy.
You are okay,
but it's just like you have to get the message, man. Because man, I don't want to see somebody that, especially like my son. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be in a situation where I get in an accident, my son get killed, and this person, then they had like 8 opportunities to get themselves clean. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think you're like on an extreme sense, though. You're talking like on an extreme sense. I was talking about like finding this dude on crack. I feel like they should try to get him sober. I feel like
he was behind the wheel. I can see if he was on the passenger seat, if he was laid out. You know what I'm saying? Like if he's laid out somewhere like that, I can understand what you're saying. But he was behind the wheel. If the police didn't pull him over, if the police didn't stop it.
The thing is, even if he was in a passenger seat, or even if he was like on the lawn somewhere, sometimes they still take people to prison for
but I can understand.
That's stupid.
But then I can understand your argument, but not behind the wheel, because if the police didn't, I don't know, if the police didn't pull up on the car and see he was like that, and he would have just laid there until he got out of his high or whatever, he would have just got behind the wheel and just started driving.
Yeah, I mean, we could agree to disagree, because you just gonna keep going because you want to send everybody in jail. But
man, now you calling me a Uncle Tom conservative?
Yeah, I ain't say you. And there's nothing wrong with certain conservative views, because I feel like you need conservatism, and I feel like you need to be liberal to a certain degree, and I feel like some conservative views make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Some liberal views make sense to me. Two things can be true at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Calling you conservative was a joke. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see, because if you're an extreme conservative, yeah, that's really annoying.
Candace Owens, my cousin.
Yeah, probably. but if you're like an extreme conservative, or if you're an extreme liberal, sometimes that gets on my nerves.
Candace Owens next week on the show.
Candace Owens is not coming to the show next week. I don't think small time Candace ain't doing this show.
As I told you, this is my cousin.
Okay, I know it probably is. I saw one of her cousins did an interview the other day too.
Come on the show next week.
Yeah. But yeah, we about to do our topics. Y'all know the topics. We put them in a bowl. Pick a topic.
All 3 of them.
It's only 3. Oh yeah, last week it was 4.
Right.
Okay, so we're gonna
all 3, y'all.
So we're gonna put a topic. Pick the topics. Remember, when you say the topic, say them kind of slow, because when I put them at the top, don't be, because last week you're like and no, do the topics kind of slow so I can put them across, because you don't edit, so.
We're gonna put our own business out.
I'm just saying you don't edit. But okay, go ahead.
All right, so the topics, the 3 remaining topics we have. I got my flag. I look professional doing it.
Yeah, you got it from me.
Like I'm like Bob Barker or something.
Because you got it from me. Go ahead.
So our 3 remaining topics. Topic number 1: working hard, doing the right thing, or having connections. That's all.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 2: we're constantly in a fight between religion and science.
Yeah.
And the last remaining topic: marriage outside of race. So as usual, I already got the numbers made up over here.
All right. And you want me to pick it, or you pick it?
No, I'm picking it, bro.
Okay.
Why you under that face? Like, oh my God, like, Ja.
You want him out the league anyway, so I'll just...
I don't care about no NBA. They ain't paying me.
You sound like a hater. I don't care though, they ain't paying me.
What's up with all this negative energy, man? See, that negative energy just rubbed off on you.
Because this is MySpace, so MySpace could be negative energy.
Hey, remember MySpace back in the day?
Yeah.
You would be like,
I had a MySpace. I've never used it. Dude, you want to know what? I never used Facebook when they first got Facebook.
Yeah, because it was like...
Stupid.
Was it for like college people at first?
It was, but when I got Facebook, I was in college, so I could have. But then it was like it was people that were still in college, so they was like. But when they started Facebook, I never used it. You know what made me use Facebook?
What?
Come to find out, somebody hit me up, and you know my last name is not common.
Yeah. Somebody
hit me up, and then come to find out, it was a family member from England. Lost family member, so we all reconnected.
Okay,
and it was like so weird. I had this story, tell the story another time, but so it's like my grandfather's son before his marriage, and then those were the son's grandkids.
Oh, that's what's up. See,
Yeah,
Facebook helped you.
Yeah, so it was like I just thought that was so interesting. So I was like, oh yeah, that's great. But
two topics hanging.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not.
And it is topic number 1.
What?
Working hard, doing the right thing, or having connections.
All right.
Which one you think is
more important?
Not important, but which one you think will be like? I don't want to say easier, or which one do you think is more? And what is the word I'm looking for?
Tangible. Because working hard, right?
Yeah.
There's certain people that have to work hard because they don't really have connections, and there's certain people that have connections that are not that smart, but they don't really have to work hard. Yeah. They just have to do the bare minimum because that's what life asks of them, because their family gonna look out for them, or their bosses, their friends are gonna look out for them, or sometimes people because of race, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes people get different opportunities because people are more familiar with them. You know what I'm saying? And then other people have to work harder. Because there was a study that showed where there were people that had like different names, like let's say Shaniqua or Rashiana or they had like names that people would consider ghetto names, and they would see like certain people, you know, would see them on applications and just wouldn't call them. They didn't care about their credentials. They just wouldn't call them because they're not familiar with that. And they've done studies on people being familiar, based on race, based on culture, based on different things. There have been studies that have been done that certain people have a hard time getting different positions because people can't pronounce their names, or they don't really like, you know, human beings are prejudiced. They prejudge people based on differences.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So some people do have to work harder, and then there are people that are just naturally talented too.
Yeah, but I think a lot of times, even though people work hard, I feel like the connections get you where you need to be.
Yeah. Because
as you can see, especially like in the entertainment industry, be it music, acting, it's all about the connections. You know, you don't have to have the talent as this, you know, the next person and everything, and the next person could be working hard, busting they behind, but you know they're not going to get that opportunity because they don't have the connection. So it seems like the person with those connections are the ones that, you know, get the opportunities, seem like they're thriving. So it's just like you could work hard. You could try to work hard and build this connection. But I think a lot of times, you know, we always strive, you know, about work. We talk about working hard, but I think a lot of times it's about the connections.
Dude,
you can work hard all you want to. Hey, if you ain't got the connections.
You're right, because sometimes you just gotta be in the right place at the right time, and then sometimes it's just like you gotta be born in the right place at the right
exactly.
time. Yeah. Because if you really think about it, like if you think about like Drew Barrymore, Will Smith's son, his kids, both his kids. Let me see.
Which ones?
Both Will Smith's kids.
I know he got more than 2 kids.
Well, not his oldest son, because his oldest son seemed like he don't really want a part of that life anyway. Because his mom is like kind of religious too. Okay. But if you think about those, people, they're not saying that they're not talented. Yeah. Because sometimes talent is genetic too. You know what I'm saying? Not saying they're not talented, but because they are the kids of superstars, and there's a lot that you can name. They have the opportunities that they have because they are the kids of superstars. And then a lot of times too, they get that preparation. You know what I'm saying? They get that grooming to become successful because of the parents that they have. A lot of these kids of celebrities, they send them to the best schools or the best acting schools. They have the best coaches. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they already have the talent, but they are prepared. They prepare them better because they have those opportunities. And guess what? They got money to do that.
You can have the preparation, but a lot of times they might not. I mean, they don't have the talent, and it's just. I know it kind of gets frustrating for a person out there that has all the talent in the world, and they're trying to work hard, and it's like, man, I can't get there. So I know that cause a lot of people to get frustrated. A lot of people quit what they're doing, and it deals with their mental health. And it's not only just in the entertainment world, in the corporate world too. Because I mean, people run industries, run businesses, and everything, and they bring their family members in, and teach their
jobs,
teach their
regular jobs,
Yeah, so it's just like, and then you have an employee or a worker that's working hard, coming to work every day, coming to work all the time, busting their behind, and this person can't move up and they can't get promoted because, they just don't have that connection. So I think, like, and just my opinion is like the tide is turning. It's just like, it's not even about working hard. It's about having the right connections. I mean, you see some people that get the connections and then they work hard. You know what I'm saying? You work hard.
But there are people. I'm not gonna negate the fact that there are people that do work hard, and because of their hard work, they are where they should be. I know people that have done it. So I know that connections does mean something, but there are still people that work hard. And the reason why they shine is because of the hard work that they put in. You know what I'm saying? So to say it's all about connections, I kind of feel like that's unfair. But
I feel that's my opinion. I feel like the tide is turning. It's all about the connection. It's like, who do I know? Who am I related to? Who am I kin to?
But how could you say that when it's actually easier to be seen doing certain things? Like we have the internet where we have like different means of, like, as far as even music, you know what I'm saying? You could go to SoundCloud and put your music on there, and that's how you get seen. And back in the day, you had to go to like record labels. You know what I mean? To go to a different label. I'm saying that YouTube, somebody can see somebody through YouTube and be like, oh wow, and then next thing you know they're hitting. Next thing you know they're hitting. The next thing you know they went viral. Because there are people that go viral because they put in all this hard work. Those are opportunities and the right place at the right time, opposed to just who they know. Because some of these people don't know anybody.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And they just they work hard. And they have that talent, and that's what got them out there. Yeah. I think it's circumstantial. What we're talking about, different circumstances and different situations. But to say that, to have that be like a blanket for every situation, like how you're trying to put it, doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's a blanket for every situation. It's not covering,
But it's the way you said it was like, I think it's all about who you know.
But put that against put that
make
against,
me feel like we shouldn't even work hard.
But put that against the people that have. Put that against the people that have the. I ain't saying you shouldn't work hard.
No,
but I mean,
but no. What I'm saying is this. In what you're saying makes it seem like there's no reason to work hard. But go ahead.
Man, that's not what I'm really. I'm not. That's
But
not
your
what I'm saying.
but your words.
I
are,
said that.
Okay, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, but I mean, also, but put that against the people that have the connections that just bring their people along, that just pull their people along, and they don't even have half the talent as the people that's working hard and everything.
That's a big part of life that you just got to.
That's my
big part of life, but it's just. But two things can be true at the same time. That happens, and then some people are very talented and work very hard. So just like I always, what do I say every time? I always say two things can be true at the same time. Yeah. That's one of my statements. Two things can be true at the same time. There are people that work hard, and there are people that are just pulled along because of who they know. Like a lot of people, like, man, this dummy.
But how many people actually work hard that their hard work goes unnoticed?
A lot of people.
Exactly.
A lot of people.
But then you have people that, don't care to work hard. They don't care to do this. They have connections, and it's just like they're just thrown into there. They jump over all those people that's working hard, and it's just like, oh, just because I know this person, or I'm kin to this person, or I'm married into this family or whatever, here I am.
Yeah, it's a lot of times that happen. I mean, a lot of idiots are places where they don't deserve. Yeah. But that's another part of life. It's just some people stupid and they end up somewhere smart.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not saying that hard work shouldn't be done. I mean, I agree that you should work hard, but I know it's frustrating when you're working hard and you're just like I could use myself for instance, like with my t-shirts, and I do everything from the designing, running the website, and everything, doing hats and all this stuff, just like the t-shirt I got on now. I make the same type of t-shirts as you can see as these other companies, and these other companies is charging $80, $90 for their t-shirts, and people will, people that I know, even close to me, will go out and buy, those t-shirts instead of just, buying, my stuff. So then I get frustrated, like, dang, I'm making the same stuff. So I'm working hard, but it's just like, but you go out and spend your money, but then it's all about the connection. So let this same t-shirt, let LeBron or somebody wear this t-shirt, then everybody, oh, let me get that t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, so I, kind of, know how it feels to, put in hard work. Like, I've been working on my t-shirts for 2 years. I do everything by myself. You know what I'm saying? Everything, like coming up with everything, designs, run the website and everything. And, I see my hard work, and then I see some other stuff, and I see people wearing stuff, and I'm like, what? That's what you wearing? So, but all it takes is just that one person, that one right person to wear the t-shirt, then all of a sudden it's an overnight success. So when a person is putting in that hard work and they get, frustrated because their hard work isn't, adding up, then what? Two things to be right at the same time.
I mean, it's just like, don't give up. That's how I feel. Don't give up. Do you want me to buy a t-shirt or something? Is that what?
No, I'm not even. This ain't even
I'm joking. I'm joking, bruh. I'm
sensitive, man.
Okay, all right, Erica Badu. And I'm sensitive about my. Yeah, but just don't give up. That's the thing. Right, the moment when somebody about to give up is when the blessing is coming. So you gotta.
But then, I mean, I can understand that, but it's just like you can only take so much as being a person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But sometimes you gotta understand that you gotta keep going, man. You just gotta keep going, because success ain't found overnight. And sometimes you just have to. If you believe in something, just keep doing it and keep going. because a lot of those people that you see just kept going, and some of them, like, you be like, well, it's just about who they knew. Everybody ain't about who they knew. Some people just kept going, and opportunity struck us. You know, opportunity just came before them, and opportunity was at the right time. They were somewhere at the right time. So just keep doing what you're doing.
But I feel like that's why I said, like, when it comes to doing what you're doing or being successful, you could work hard, but I feel like I mean, this is, like I said, it's just my opinion. I feel like having the connection is better.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, of course, because it's that because the opportunity is closer to you. You know, like, having connections could be like seen as grand because it's right next to you. But there are people that still would have to work harder because they don't have those connections. And then they hope that those connections are granted to them. I'm just saying, like, that's it.
But you said that you know a lot of people that worked hard and got to where they're going and everything. So, I mean, do you think, like, so let me ask you a question. So do you think, like, if you asked a person, like, here, you work hard for 10 years, you could get where you're going. But here, you have the connection in 1 year, and you could get to that same thing. I mean, how many people do you think would choose to work hard for 10 years, or they would take the connection?
Most people would take the connection because it's more feasible. And but I'm saying some people don't have the connections too.
But I'm just saying, just like, if you had to choose,
I would choose connections because I know I'm gonna work hard eventually.
But would you truly work hard though?
Yeah, because if it's something I like doing,
mm-hmm.
Of course, yes, that's just me. Like, if I like doing something, I'm gonna work hard at it.
But if you got the connection, then you already put on, so you gonna still bust your behind.
Yeah.
So how many people do you think they had the connection that they would still, like, bust their behind?
It's a lot. It depends on what it is. What do you mean? Like, as far as, like,
I mean, anything that you're doing and you strive to do is something that you like to do, or
because I see a lot of people that with connections, I see them still working hard because I see that because they feel like they have to hold on to they're in the door now, so I have to hold on to what it is I'm doing. So,
do you think are they working harder than what they was working as hard as they was before?
I mean, I don't know, because it depends on the situation because that's kind of broad. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying, like, are you talking about like we were talking about before, like Hollywood kids and stuff like that?
Yeah. Like,
I think they work hard because, like, a lot of movies that I see with them, or a lot of things that I see they do, they're working hard at it. Mm-hmm. I just think that they just had a good opportunity before that, and they're just working hard to keep those opportunities going. That's what I think. And I think that a lot of times when people not in a situation, we sit back and we be like, man, this person, they ain't, you know what I'm saying? You mm-hmm. don't know, you ain't there. So you don't know how hard they actually have to work. Sometimes the parents be on them. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking about Drew Barrymore. Like, mm-hmm. Drew Barrymore was acting from, like, E.T. I don't think E.T. was a easy movie to make. I don't think it was an easy movie to make. Yeah, and she was a little kid, and she was acting. She was around a lot of drugs too when she was a little kid, and she had a lot of bad things. You know what I'm saying? That happened to her when she was younger.
Well, I'm going to look into her backstory
because she be talking like, her jaw be moving like her jaw be moving funny. She be like, well, I just like, well, where her jaw going?
See, man, like, you gonna have me looking at Drew Barrymore
because that's one person that because as far as, like, from being a kid actor and the family already in the business, that's, like, the first one come to mind that's still acting. Uh-huh. That's the first one that comes to mind that's still acting. And I think about Will Smith and his kids. They're still doing stuff. They're still acting. It's a lot. Like, if I have an opportunity to think about it, there's a lot of people that I could think about that were around the industry for a long time. But those are the first two that come to mind.
Who?
The first people that come to mind: Drew Barrymore and Will Smith kids.
So what, as far as them working hard?
No, as far as, like, giving opportunities because of situations that they're in.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the first people that come to mind, and I feel like they work hard.
I mean, just like you hear about, actors that really act and study the craft of acting, and they put that work in, and then they get mad because hey, we're gonna put this hip hop person on this TV show or in this movie or whatever.
I see that they used to get mad. Who was that? Was that Samuel Jackson? Said something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember. It's not Sam. If it's not Samuel, it's one of them old black men said something about that. But I mean, people just got to get over and understand that time changes things. Just like they used to get mad about. Was that Steven Spielberg that was like, I feel like Netflix shouldn't be nominated. Like any movie on Netflix shouldn't be. Time changes and things changes over time. It's like sometimes we get just like whatchamacallit, Elon Musk was talking about don't work from home. You know what I'm saying? Like working from home this is my thing about working from home. There's certain jobs you can do from home and there's certain jobs that you can't. Yeah. There's certain jobs you do better from home and there's certain jobs that you don't do better from home. Time changes things. And over time we start realizing different things, and time is actually a good thing to have to show you how things change. And I think that it starts the advancement of people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's certain things that before the pandemic they started noticing that a lot of people are more productive at home at certain jobs. Like you can't make a car from home. You know what I'm saying? You can't make a car from home.
You can 3D print one.
You know what I'm saying? You can't make a car from home. But I'm sure if people are doing like something service like, they probably work better at home because they're at home. They're more comfortable. They don't have a whole bunch of people in the office to talk to. They're more focused on the fact that, and there's some people that can't do that from home. They need to be in the office. They just because they probably doing dishes or cooking. You know what I'm saying? But there's certain people that they're like, this is all I have to do. I need to just be focused on this, what I'm doing, and they do better than they would in the office. I just feel like over time you just learn things differently.
Yeah. Well, I mean, me personally, since we get into the end, I'm a hard worker. I have always been a hard worker, but I'm tired of working hard, so I'll take the connection.
Yeah, I mean, we would take the connection, but if I got connected to do something that I like doing, I'm still gonna work hard because I feel like I don't know. I just feel like because I feel like fulfillment in life is more than just money. I feel like you are more fulfilled spiritually if you love what you're doing and you feel like you offered something more. Because guess what? You don't take money to the grave. You know what I'm saying? You take the fulfillment in life comes from something more spiritual. And I'll be tired of talking to Negroes and all they talk about is money. Like, yeah, I make it, everything is just attached to money. Yeah, you want to know what you're worth. Everybody want to know what they're worth. Yeah. I think money is important. I don't, I got to keep these lights on. I want a lot of money. But to make it just about money is just so vague. And I feel like it's idiotic and stupid. I feel like people are very dumb if that's all they feel like they have to talk about is just money. Okay. Yeah. So we coming to the end.
Yeah. So that's our episode.
That's our episode.
I'm tired of this dude opposing me.
But that's what because the show is called Thought OPPS Oppositions.
Oh. Hey, y'all like our new backdrop?
Yeah, we got backdrop. We need to go all the way across. Okay. All right, but we want to
thank up here now.
We want to thank y'all for watching another episode of Thought OPPS. Hope y'all enjoy it.
Yeah. We got another episode coming. You said we got a guest next week.
Yeah, we got guests. We're not going to announce them though. We're just going to announce them during the week.
Yeah, but I'm just okay. Cool.
Yeah, we got guests coming.
So, hey, and we just got informed season 2 of The Lick is on Tubi. Might see a couple people on the season. So go ahead and watch that. Shout out to Rick and Gunna and all them and everything. So
all right.
Yeah. So
y'all have a good one. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.